Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into a topic that on the surface sounds incredibly simple, small talk.
Right.
But for so many of you who are learning English, it's a source of, well, genuine heart-pounding anxiety. It's that moment, you know?
Oh, I know that
Yeah,
moment. You're standing next to a stranger and you just feel this pressure that you might have to talk to them.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we get that tension. So our deep dive today is really for the learner who wants to just skip the heavy grammar books.
For sure. We want to get straight to the natural, usable language that builds your confidence, like right away. Our mission is to give you the toolkit for English small talk at a bus stop.
Turning that awkward silence into, hopefully, a moment of easy connection.
That's the goal.
So let's visualize the scene. It's what, 7115 in the morning. You're tired, you're holding your coffee, and you're waiting for the bus next to someone you don't know. The challenge isn't just about speaking English. It's how do you even start? How do you initiate contact without sounding weird?
And that anxiety is universal. I mean, even for native speakers. But for a learner, it's so much worse. You're afraid of picking the wrong word or just completely freezing up.
Yeah.
The good news, though, is that these situations, like waiting for a bus, they only require a handful of key phrases. If you know how to use them, that fear really starts to dissolve.
It's like having the right key for the right lock.
That's a perfect way to put it.
So let's get into the mechanics. Section 1, the safest launch pad. I'm standing there. The bus is 5 minutes late. What is the absolute easiest, safest way to break the ice?
You have to start with the shared reality. That is the golden rule.
What we're both experiencing right now.
Exactly. You're both in the same place, dealing with the same situation, so your topics are immediately safe. The bus, the time, or the weather. They're neutral, they're non-intrusive.
It's like you're saying, hey, we're in this together for a minute.
Precisely. And the single most important phrase to launch that interaction. It isn't even about the topic yet. It's about being polite. It's just, excuse me.
A polite knock on the conversational door.
That's it.
Okay, so let's try to role play this. I need to know if I'm even at the right bus stop.
Go for it. Start the conversation.
Excuse me. Is this the bus for the city center?
That's a perfect opener. It's direct, it's polite, and it gets you a useful answer. Now, let's say I reply, yes, but it's running late today.
Running late. That phrase, running late, that's pure gold for a learner, isn't it?
It is. It's so much more natural than trying to say something clunky like the bus is experiencing a delay.
Right.
You just say running late. You can use it for anything. Buses, meetings, yourself. It's efficient.
Yeah.
Now, let's build on that. What if you know this bus is always slow on a Monday?
I could say, it's usually late on Mondays.
Excellent. Now, just think about what that word usually does there. You don't need to know it's an adverb of frequency.
No?
What you need to know is that by using a word like usually or often, you're showing you have some history here. You're not just a tourist. You're a local. You know the routine.
I see. It elevates the conversation from just an observation to, like, a shared complaint.
A shared commuter lament. And that shared stress is the glue. Once you've established the bus is late, the conversation can flow really naturally into routine. That's when you can ask something like, do you take this bus every day?
And that leads right into the things everyone agrees on. Oh, driving in the city is just too stressful.
Or the classic, traffic is terrible these days.
Yes, these are deep thoughts, but they connect you.
They're absolutely critical for that. Remember, the point of small talk isn't to solve the city's traffic problems.
Right.
It's just to confirm that you both agree the problem exists.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. Section 2, where we get into those phrases that can be, well, they're easily misunderstood. The aha moments.
Yes. Let's focus on two. One is structural, and the other is purely idiomatic. So first, the structural one. You ask if they take the bus every day, and they might say, almost every weekday.
Okay, weekday. As a learner, I might just think that means any day that isn't Saturday or Sunday.
It does, but we need to be really clear. In this context, every weekday almost always means Monday to Friday. It's the standard work week. It's a simple thing, but it can trip you up if you're trying to schedule something.
Got it. Monday to Friday. Okay, now for the big one. The one that I think is the biggest vocabulary trap of all. Tell me about it.
This is the phrase. This one unlocks a whole new level of sounding natural.
Because when a learner hears, tell me about it, their brain immediately goes into, like, explanation mode.
Totally. You've just said, this line for coffee is ridiculous, and the person next to you says, tell me about it.
And the learner thinks, okay, they want reasons. I must list them. Well, the cashier is slow, and they only have one machine running.
You start composing a report in your head.
Yes. And it would just kill the conversation.
It would, because the critical insight here, and this is a huge aha moment, is that tell me about it actually means I agree with you completely.
It's not a question.
It is not a question. It is a statement of shared frustration. It means you don't need to explain it. I already know exactly what you mean.
That is a fundamental shift. If you get that, you avoid the panic of having to come up with a big explanation.
Exactly. You just feel the connection. It validates their feeling without any more work. If you can master that one phrase, you will instantly sound more fluent.
So we've found our common ground. The bus is late. The weather is bad. Now we might ask some light personal questions. Where's the line? What are the boundaries?
This is all about cultural norms. The basic rule is keep it light. Focus on the immediate future or their general routine.
So a question like, where are you heading today? That's
All right, absolutely safe. Where are you heading? Or do you work around here? And don't forget the polite way to turn the question back.
What about you?
What about you? It's the perfect, elegant transition.
But where do we cross the line? What should a learner absolutely not ask?
You want to avoid anything that feels like it's asking for personal or financial details. So no questions about money, relationships, or specific health problems.
So not, how much do you make?
Definitely not. And not, are you married? Or why are you going to the doctor?
Yikes. Yeah, that's an interrogation, not small talk.
It is. It makes things hostile very quickly. We're aiming for shared surfaces, not deep emotional dives. Stick to work, weather, and maybe general weekend plans.
Okay, that covers what to say. Now let's talk about the pitfalls in Section 3. What are the common mistakes learners make that just cause the conversation to crash?
We've identified 3 major roadblocks. They're actually simple to fix, but they're so common. They make a native speaker pause for a second, and that kills the flow.
Okay, hit us with mistake number 1, the grammar one.
It's the wrong verb tense. Specifically, mixing up present simple and present continuous. A learner will often say something like, I am go to work.
I've heard that one a lot. Or, I go down to the market.
Yes. And the simple fix is just to use the present continuous. I am going to work. Or even more casual, I'm heading to work. When you're talking about an action happening now or your immediate plan, that continuous form just sounds more natural.
Using the wrong one makes the listener stumble for a second.
It does. It breaks the rhythm.
Okay, mistake number 2. I think this one comes from a good place, but it backfires.
The mistake of using overly formal language. Yes. Learners sometimes pull out the longest, most formal word they can find in the dictionary.
Give me an example.
You get things like, I am proceeding to my workplace, after which I will commence my duties.
Oh, wow. That doesn't sound like small talk. That sounds like a witness statement.
Exactly. It creates so much distance. Small talk needs simplicity. It needs contractions.
But wait, here's a question. If I only use simple phrases like I'm going to work, won't I sound, less educated?
That's a great question, and it's a very common fear. But think of it this way. In casual conversation, sounding natural is way more important than sounding academic. Native speakers use simple language for connection. When you say, I'm heading to work, you understand the social context. You sound confident, not uneducated. Save commence my duties for a very, very formal email.
Noted. Simplicity wins. Now, the third mistake is maybe the most painful. Conversational death.
Yeah.
Silence.
Ugh, the awkward silence. It's a killer.
You've done all the work. You ask a great question. They give you an answer. And then nothing.
And that silence signals, oh, I was just asking to be polite. I'm not really interested. The fix is to have some easy follow-up phrases ready. You just need to acknowledge what they said.
So instead of just nodding after they say they work in finance, what do I say?
You use an interjection. It takes almost no mental energy. Simple things like, oh, really? Or, that's interesting.
Or if they complain about the commute and you have the same one, same here.
Same here. Or, that makes sense. They show you were listening, but they don't force you to come up with a whole new topic. You've left the door open for them to say more if they want.
One last point before we wrap up. Rhythm. I can have all the right words, but if I say them like one dot word at a time.
You'll still sound stiff. English links sounds together. A phrase like running late is spoken like one smooth unit, running late. If you say running late, it just slows everything down.
Practice saying them smoothly.
As if they're one long word. That flow is what sounds natural.
All right. So the perfect conversation has happened. We've used tell me about it correctly. We sound like actual humans. And Oh, look, the bus is finally here. How do you end it gracefully?
Ending is just as important as starting. You need a clean, polite exit. You're moving from a shared space back into your own, so the goodbye should be quick.
So I don't need to explain why I'm leaving.
No, absolutely not. As you're getting on the bus, just use one of these. Nice talking to you, or the classic, have a good day,
Or just take care?
take care. That's all you need. It's polite, it's final, perfect.
If we connect all this to the bigger picture, this whole deep dive wasn't just about memorizing phrases.
Not at all. It was about using language to change an experience. I actually have a story about this.
Yeah.
I remember this one miserable morning waiting for a bus in the pouring rain. Everything was delayed, just awful. And the man next to me, he saw me sighing, and he just said the simplest thing. Bad weather today, huh?
The ultimate shared reality.
The ultimate. And we ended up talking for 15 minutes
Right.
about the rain, about our jobs, which were totally different but somehow stressful in the same ways. We weren't sharing deep secrets. We were just acknowledging each other in a rough moment.
And when the bus came.
The 15 minutes hadn't felt like waiting at all. It felt like the small human connection. The conversation totally collapsed the feeling of time.
It turned a bad wait into a nice interaction.
And that is the real power of small talk. It reduces friction. It smooths out the edges of life. So our summary is simple. Start with your shared reality. Use natural phrases. Nail, tell me about it. Avoid those 3 big mistakes. And end politely.
The goal isn't a perfect score on a grammar test.
No. The goal is connection.
And that is the takeaway for you. Don't aim for the flawless sentence. Aim for the confident connection, your assignment for tomorrow. Just pick one simple sentence. Maybe, is this bus late?
Yeah.
And just try it.
Yes. Or even just a statement. Wow, this weather is crazy today. Don't worry about what they'll say back. Just focus on launching it.
That action right there is real, usable English. You can absolutely do it.
You know, that anecdote about the rain, it brings up a final thought for you to consider. If a momentary light connection with a stranger can make a stressful commute feel better, it makes you wonder, when is that spontaneous conversation you have at the bus stop actually more valuable than reaching the destination itself?
Maybe the journey really is defined by the connections you make along the way. Go out there and start talking.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Take care.